Liquid watercolors are my absolute favorite paint medium in the classroom. I find that the colors are so rich and vibrant, and if you're going to be using watercolor paints, especially with really young children, K through 3, this is just a great product to have in your classroom. Now you can get the really small ones. I think this is 3 ounce, 4 fluid ounces, and they're really only $2 or $3, and they are a concentrated form. This is a little bit bigger. This is an 8 ounce bottle, and this is glitter watercolor, and I wanted to show you both. You would essentially just take this and squeeze it into some type of container. These are just baby food jars. You can also use little condiment cups similar to this. This is one that I have, but I prefer the clear one so you can see the contents a little bit better. And I squeezed a little bit of the blue in here, and you can use containers like this and just squeeze, oops, that little cover's on. Take the little top off. Screw it on tightly because they do leak a lot. You can just squeeze a bunch in here, and that kind of gives you an idea of how much I would use for a class. And then here's a turquoise, and you can see just how much I have in each jar. It's really not much at all. And then what you do, well, let me just show you what it looks like straight out of the jar first. Here's my turquoise. This is turquoise undiluted, and this is on sulfite paper. So if you remember from before, it sinks in, oops, it sinks into the paper. Now this is watercolor paper, and so you can see how dark it is, okay? That's too dark, really, and you don't need to use it full strength. You want to add a little bit of water, just like this. A little bit less for light colors like yellow or orange. A little bit more water for dark colors like blues. So here's my turquoise again, and this time it's diluted. And it's a little bit lighter. And here it is on watercolor paper. That might be a better strength. You just don't need to have it so opaque as this. I'm going to clean my brush, and I'll show you the blue. That's pretty light, actually. It looks better on watercolor paper, but if this was my class, I would just take more concentrated, put it back in here, and then test it. And that looks much better. Here's the glitter blue. That's really pretty. And here it is again. You'll notice that when you're using the glitter product, the glitter watercolor, it's a little bit oily. And I think they need to use some type of oil to suspend the glitter. But it does have a slightly different texture going on the watercolor paper, but in the end it dries exactly the same. I don't know why. I have to clean my brush really well before I dip it into the yellow, and that's the only drawback I can tell from liquid watercolors, is that the children, they need to clean their brushes, or else that beautiful yellow will just turn green. So you can see that the oil keeps the glitter from sinking into the sulfite paper.